Hello and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your driver Spencer. Sitting shotgun is Breck, and this week we're the podcast asking the important questions. Like, is Demon Stormcloud a bad thing? Is that the sickest knife of all time? And is this going to be the best season of the podcast yet? This is Be Afraid of the Dark.
I'm loving the energy already.
And it just feels right.
We're united and it feels so good.
Now, not to put a damper on things, not to bring us down, but an important message for the viewer.
Yeah.
This is our third season of Be Afraid of the Dark, and the network is threatening to cancel. So, why are you laughing?
Because who's the network?
The network is threatening to cancel. So what we need you to do to stop that from happening is to tell your friends about the show, to watch the show, to share this show, to tell all your supernatural nerd friends about it so they come watch it so the network sees that we're of value.
Yeah.
Tell the network and save the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's going to go on anyway.
We're Muppeting this thing. If it's the last thing I do.
And so help me, if you guys don't stop him from turning into a Muppet, I will personally be coming to your home to yell.
We have to save the show. So tell your friends, share this on whatever. Just tell people. Tell people to look up Be Afraid of the Dark if they love Supernatural. We're having a ton of fun doing this. We want to keep doing it. We want to share it. We want it to grow. So do that, please.
And
the network will cancel us.
Does beg the question, is Dean a Muppet of a man or a very manly Muppet?
Season by season question there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll get to the bottom of that this season. So anyway, let's kick it off. Let's go straight in. Season 3, Episode 1, The Magnificent Seven, written by Eric Kripke, directed by Kim Manners.
And that's how you know it's a heavy hitter, baby.
And that's how you know it's a season opener. This is a really cool episode. I had a lot of fun. Season 3, let's talk, let's do a tight 5 on our feelings on season 3. Season 3 has just a couple of absolute all-time classic Supernatural episodes.
It's a season I revisited a lot for sure when I first watched the show. Like I think it's one of the most rewatchable seasons because it's so tight.
It's like 16 episodes or so.
It's basically a little more. It's basically like 2/3 of a season.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that this was as a result, to my knowledge, as a result of the writer's strike.
Yes.
And yet it's arguably the most looked back on season of Supernatural. Arguably. It's one of the most famous seasons of Supernatural.
Yes.
Do you disagree with that?
No, I think the first 5 seasons are kind of collectively held to a higher standard than the rest of the show.
But I feel like I hear people talk most about 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like as
I really
full seasons.
hear 2, 3, 4 the most, I would say.
Yes.
I hear 4 more often than not, but I also know that people will skip to season 4 because they just don't want to bother with anything because they want to get straight to Castiel. And to who those
it's
people
like,
I say,
don't get me
what
wrong.
the fuck is your problem?
Don't get me wrong. But...
And then you have the audacity to hate Sam. Like that post I've said before. He was in his Hot Girl Summer.
He was in his Hot Girl Summer. Yeah.
Anyways,
let's I'm super excited to go through this. I remember a lot of this season. I did not particularly remember this episode. I remembered things about it as we got through, but the big heavy hitters, there's one that you don't remember that we've talked about, and I won't spoil anything coming up, that you don't remember, that has maybe the most memorable kill of Supernatural for me, of the early seasons of Supernatural at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the episode list for this season yet, but only a couple episode titles jogged my memory.
You don't remember the kill period because we've talked about the episode.
Yes, that is true.
There is a kill coming that I think about all of the time. That may be an exaggeration, an all-timer Supernatural kill. I don't know. It is one of the ones that in my brain has kerneled. It has created its own section of my brain.
And again, this is something we talked about when we were watching the episode. Spencer pays attention to the weaponry in the show and things, and then I'm like, la 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 la, I'm like, that needle drop was good, and Spencer's like, and if you look at the gun here, and
I'm typing at the computer,
So get this.
The
lore says.
The lore. If we consult the text, if we consult the canon.
Yeah, let's refer back to the canon.
Anyway, we are going to jump in now to this episode was
Yes.
called The Magnificent Seven, so the twist of what the villain is this episode is obvious, but we start with it's always starting at some house. It's always starting at some
and
house.
I swear to God, been trick-or-treating at this house.
Yeah, right. It feels that way,
It really
doesn't
reminds me of my childhood neighborhood.
But yeah, we like come up in this idyllic suburbia, whatever.
Oak Park, Illinois.
Yeah. A guy comes out. Clearly, it's a dad who hates his life. He trudges out with the trash. He looks over enviously at the neighbor's car. It's like a Porsche or something, and then his crappy car. Throws the trash away, goes to walk back inside, and all of a sudden the trash cans start vibrating.
And the trash can will start to flicker
And the trash can will start to rattle back and forth.
I wrote down ominous trash can.
Ominous trash can. Yeah, I literally went
Punk band name.
I went all caps. The trash is moving.
Yeah.
The lights start flickering. He looks up and there's a giant demon smoke cloud, lightning in it.
Literally, it's a thundercloud of demons.
Yeah, and then boom, one bursts down. He starts running. It hits him in the back, knocks him over. He rolls over, and he's possessed.
Yes.
And that is our cold open for season 3 of Supernatural. We get our new title card, which
cool.
is the Devil's Trap with the it looks really good. That happened, and I was like, it feels so good to be back.
Literally. Like, I'm like, oh, we haven't watched an episode in a hot minute. And I was like, I was getting itchy. I
know.
Like, where
we
is
updated
she?
the big board. It now has Joe and Ellen and Bobby on it.
Our goats.
Because we love them.
We love our babies over here.
So that happens. Then we cut to Sam sitting in the Impala, poring over a book.
He's so mean.
He's not reading, Breck. He's pouring.
Oh,
he's pouring over that book.
P-O-R-I-N-G, baby.
Yeah, all over it.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that. He is alone in the Impala. He looks up. Dean walks into frame in his boxers and his like white shirt.
Yeah.
And he looks out at Sam and he just goes, and then like closes the curtain.
He does this really funny.
Like
oh my God. And can I just say something? The shirt he's wearing is traditionally called a wife beater, but we know Dean is the guy who calls it a wife pleaser.
That's true.
I have that in my heart of hearts.
I agree with that. But he closes it. A woman walks up and he starts taking off her shirt.
In the most like it's behind the shadow. It's so
it's like a
PG-13.
silhouette. Yeah.
Like,
well, they stop taking off the shirt right when it gets to her breasts.
It's so funny.
Sam is like, oh my God, this is happening. Clearly, Sam is trying to give Dean his space because he's sold his soul, if we don't remember.
Do you remember? Hey, guys, do you remember that Dean sold his soul so that Sam would live?
Yeah,
do you guys recall?
Well, that's something I like about the cold open is it immediately establishes, oh, this is like the threat of the season.
Yes.
We are following up on the promise of last time. Feels like a lot of times, like, this is a modern TV thing, I think, more, where, like, they'll resolve the thing that the setup of the last season in the first 2 episodes, and this makes it very clear, no, this is the beginning of the war. This is not going to be resolved immediately, and I really like that.
Not even in this season is it really getting resolved.
No. He gets a call from Bobby, and there's this, like, interesting, like, ratchet, like, Bobby's driving, but they speed up the footage to make it look like he's driving faster till they get closer to him. Very interesting, very weird. He's calls him. He's like, "Hey, are you still poring over that book?" And he's like, "Oh, Dean sold his soul. I got to find something." Bobby just kind of gives this like, "Oh, if there's an answer to this problem, it's not in some book." And Sam's like, "Well, if it isn't here, where is it?" And Bobby gives this line I really like. It's, "Kid, I wish I knew." Right, there's just kind of this like kind of calm acceptance of the fact that they're in the dark here. Yeah,
Sam's really the only one who's not accepting what's currently happening in a kind of interesting reversal of last season where Sam was the one who was actually kind of dealing with John's death and Dean was avoiding it, and now they've kind of nicely flip-flopped.
Oh, they bring that up this episode.
You remember? Do you guys remember the horrors?
The horrors, yeah. Bobby tells him that there has been some suspicious activity, and it's the only lead they have. They have nothing else, and it's been like 5 days since the demons.
Yes, it says
loose.
1 week later since all of that happened. So
no, it says So it's but they specify later 5 days.
Yes.
They're like, it's only been 5 days. Where's everything? What? Nothing.
I'm still stuck on Demon Thundercloud. The concept of Demon Tornado. Walk with me.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see it.
Well, think about that.
I feel like something like that happens later. I don't know if you got there, but
we'll make offhand jokes. Like when we were talking about the H.H. Holmes episode, and then everyone was like, there was a John Wayne Gacy ghost at one point. And I'm like, are you
was.
Me?
As soon as somebody said that, I think I remember what it was. Anyway, Sam opens the door to the motel room, which is a mistake.
Oh,
he's like, hey, Bobby called. We got to...
Wait. Before that, Bobby's like, what's Dean up to? And Sam goes, polling the electorate. And Bobby goes, what? And he goes, never mind.
Yeah.
And they go...
Yeah. So what
a great euphemism. Polling the electorate.
It's fantastic. He opens the door. He's like, hey, Dean, we got and he's like, oh God, and he slams the door.
Subtitles say woman moaning.
Woman moaning, and we hear Dean laugh, and then we cut to just great shot of the Impala tearing through the night, literally like hopping a hill, like a little like, jumping and landing, and Sam's like freaking out on the side, and he looks at Dean, he's like, hey, can I see your knife? He's like, why? So I can gouge my own eyes out. And then Dean gives this wonderful line, it was a beautiful natural act.
And this just confirms... How naughty can I say this without getting us?
I don't know.
Whatever. Dean's an eater, okay?
Yeah.
I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I know what I saw.
Yeah, Dean's crazy. Anyway, so that he does that. They kind of just discuss this on why is this the first one that's happened? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah.
They also confirmed that 17 cities were hit by the demon clouds.
So, yes, thank you. 17 cities were hit by the demon cloud, and it's just, again, how widespread this is.
And Dean goes, it should be Apocalypse Now by now. And you're like...
And it's not.
That's not what Apocalypse Now is about, Dean. It just says Apocalypse.
It's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
anyway, they get to a farmhouse.
Cicada noise
everywhere. Bobby's already there, which, by the way, I love that we're getting Bobby episode 1.
Yes.
Just in it all the way, whole episode.
Bobby
he's in
should
it.
be in every season premiere.
Bobby should be in every episode.
Yes. Correct.
I love Bobby so much. Okay. So they break and enter. Winchester Classic off the board already. We're really doing it.
Dean knocks and goes, Candygram.
Yeah, it literally yells at Dean. Does not give one shit this season.
He does not give a fuck this episode.
They open the door and immediately are hit with this like smell. They draw guns.
Which is so eerie.
Yeah.
The concept of walking into a house and everything seems fine, but it smells like death is really disturbing.
So they start clearing the house. They're trying to find something. They kind of get further in and they hear something. They hear like a woman screaming. Now that's clearly on a TV. Like you hear that. They go in and Sam and Dean burst through the door and they stop. They're like, oh God. And 3 bodies, the back of 3 heads you can see, and they walk around a great corpses. Like of a family. So it's dark. There's a kid there. But they just look, they're like
husks.
Yeah, they're like husks, but they still have their eyeballs.
Yeah.
Really good stuff, really good looking props. And they're watching a TV, so they start looking for sulfur. Mm-hmm. And then they hear something outside. Yeah. So Dean kind of starts skirting around, and he goes outside and immediately gets his ass absolutely handed to him by somebody with a shotgun.
And before he walks out, you pointed out, he does like a whistle and hand gesture thing, and we love Winchester hand gestures. Yeah,
we do. So that they signal, they all go, Dean gets his ass kicked. Guy cocks a shotgun, levels it on him, and Bobby runs out and goes, oh, they recognize each other. This is Isaac and Tamara.
Yes.
Hunter's Bobby knows. They shake hands. They're excited to see each other. And then we cut.
Yeah.
And we cut to... Is it established what house they're in for this whole episode? Is this like Isaac and Tamara's house? Because she leaves at the end.
I think this was just like... I want to say they're at, like, they end up staying in this house that they found this family in.
No, they don't.
Then I don't know.
It's not the house they end up staying in is way more dilapidated and like filled with stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're in a house. They kind of talk about it. Isaac and Tamara are married, a family that stays together.
They've clearly had some kind of past trauma because Sam is like,
Sam asks,
how'd you start hunting? And then they're like, he's like, yeah, I just realized.
And Bobby literally looks at him and goes,
it's like, Sam, let's think about why your family hunts.
Yeah,
now let's connect the dots of every other hunter you've met. Gordon kills because his sister got turned.
Yeah.
Every other, Joe and like Ellen I mean, their dad was like, Joe's dad was a hunter, but we don't know why he was. But like, there's no hunter that's like, sounded fun. And they told me about it at career day, and I just thought it sounded pretty kick ass. So,
always tragic. So we get that out of the way. Dean walks around the corner and he's on the phone. He's flirting. He's like, "Oh, if you're as beautiful as you sound, I'm sure it'll be a great. I'd love to get an apple teeny with you." He hangs up. He rolls his eyes and he goes, "All right, I got off with the corner tech."
It's him flirting. Going
he could not give a shit. Yeah. He explains that the family just sat down and died of dehydration and starvation.
So creepy.
With a stocked kitchen 10 feet away.
So creepy.
And no signs of any of them being strapped down in any way. They just sat down and died. So they're very confused. It doesn't seem like a demon.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we established, like, all right, well, what if we split up in town? And Isaac's like, look, we don't play well with others.
Yeah.
They try to argue, and he's like, well, we don't want to work with the idiots who opened up the Devil's Gate.
Which, fair.
Is it? Like, they were fighting a demon. They're the reason it's not infinitely worse.
Yes, but it's also like, if I rolled into work and then someone solving a problem made 20 million other problems, I'd be like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, you'd blame them, but also I think it's a little unfair.
It's a little unfair, but again, these aren't the first people we found who are hunters that don't play well with others. Has there been a hunter that plays well with others yet? Not really, besides, the Harvells. So
true. Okay, anyway. So they're like, we're not doing it, we're not working together. They storm off. It's that night. They're kind of packed in for the night. Bobby looks out the window, and there's some kind of eerie, and he can't see it. And he walks away, and out from the shadows, in a great shot, great character introduction, walks Katie Cassidy, who is playing Ruby.
Who does not get named this episode
not get named this episode. We're keeping it mysterious.
Diva.
Yeah, she walks out and looks up. We cut away.
She popped up, and I was like...
I know.
And I saw her name in the credits too, and I was like, do we actually get her this episode?
We get her big this episode. It's exciting.
Do.
Okay, so we cut away from that. We don't know who this is exactly. I said her name, but that's fine. You've seen Supernatural before.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Whoopsies. We cut to the next day. These women are shopping in a department store. A man walks in. Kind of looks around, he touches one of them on the shoulder, says, hey, those are really nice shoes. She looks over, another woman is holding up these shoes, and she's like, they are nice. There's kind of a supernatural sound.
Yeah.
He's like, kind of just nods at her, she nods back, and then she walks over and says, I like those shoes. I want them. And she's like, sorry, last pair. Very clearly an Australian.
Yeah.
She walks off, she pays when she goes outside. The woman walks over and just grabs her face and slams. The woman who wants the shoes grabs the woman's face and slams it into the car and slams it again and essentially kills her.
Yeah.
Picks up the shoes and walks away.
Crazy.
And
over a pretty mid pair of shoes.
Yeah. I mean, it was the early
They're not,
2000s.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
It is what it is. No, but yeah, going, sorry, last pair.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
We're filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah. Anyway, so that happens. We cut to a little bit later. Sam is outside looking around. We hear Dean talking inside. Sam goes inside. And back in the department store, and he's flirting with this woman. He's like, oh, it's, so tragic. And she walks off. Sam's like, what are you doing? He's like, what? I'm very empathetic.
Yeah, he's like, I'm working.
Yeah, and he's like, no, that there's a dead body and a demon on the loose. They're kind of getting into a tiff and an argument because Dean isn't taking anything seriously, which is a big, I think, theme of the season. And leads into a very tragic, one of my favorite scenes in all of Supernaturals this season. With a very good needle drop.
Yay.
But anyway, then Bobby walks up and Jim Beaver in a suit is a snack. He walks up slick back hair. Dean remarks, he's like, looking slick, Bobby.
I distinctly remember seeing a fan video of Bobby in his various suits that he always wears when he slicks back his hair, set to ZZ Top's Every Girl Crazy About a Sharp Dressed Man. And that's all I could think about every time I saw him in this suit.
It's fantastic. And it is. So he they're like, who'd you, your disguise the Fed? He's like, no, like assistant attorney general or something crazy.
Assistant DA or something.
Yeah. So he's like, they find out, what did he find out? Oh, he went and checked on the victim.
And she wasn't possessed.
Or sorry, the victim of the demon attack, but the perpetrator of the attack. She wasn't possessed. He spilled holy water on her. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah. She just is like, I blacked out.
Yeah. And so they're like, well, maybe it was, Dean's like, maybe it was just a psycho. And Bobby has this great line. He said, I believe in a lot of things. Coincidence ain't one of them.
If that's not a thesis statement of this show.
I know, straight up. I know. Yeah.
Like, it's that and you boys and your daddy.
Yeah.
They're smack in the middle of it.
Yeah. Anyway, so then they don't know what to do. And Dean goes, well, there might be one way to find out what happened. And he looks up and there's a camera and both of them spot it and they didn't notice it. And he's like, see, I'm working.
Yeah.
They review the footage. They find the interaction. They get a photo of the guy and they start canvassing the town. As they're canvassing the town, they leads them to this bar where they're like,
first Sam's walking around.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah. Great shot. Great
shot. And Katie Cassidy, this beautiful blonde woman, is following him, and she's getting closer and closer, and he finally turns around, and she's gone.
Yeah, and somebody walks in front, and she vanishes behind these boxes, and he's confused.
As a diva
does. That is one of the powers you attain when you get your diva card.
And I didn't know how to tell you this, but that's what's been happening.
Damn.
I know.
Anyway, so. They do that. They canvass the town. They get to find out that this guy drinks at this bar, and so they're parked outside. And essentially, we get this really nice thing where it's like Bobby's like, we have no idea what these demons can do.
We have no concept of who these guys are.
Yeah, it's like all of these demons. And I love that Supernatural's established that there's like a handful of possessions a year. Very few demons get out of hell. And this is like a much more common version. Like,
yes.
All of a sudden, there's like hundreds of them spread out everywhere. There's a line later where it's like, or before this actually, where it's like, Isaac says it, where he's like, every hunter in the world can't handle this.
Yes.
They're that worried about the war that's coming.
Which also really puts into perspective just how hard it was. And the rest of this episode does too. How hard it is for a demon to break out of hell.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
how much they hate it.
Yes. They're not in hell for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
Like they were sent there and they do not want to be there.
So yeah.
And we also find out that this guy that they've been tracking, we realize he's the guy that got possessed in
he's the cold open guy. So anyway, we find out Sam shows up. He kind of talked about, he gives that piece of information, and Bobby's like, we cannot go in there. We do not know what these things can do. And I love that like lore build of like, they're going to be more powers associated with demons. We can't go in there. And Sam's like, hey, we might not have a choice. And Isaac and Tamara are walking in, which this bit is such a cool reversal.
So cool.
Where they're like, Isaac and Tamara are black. That's important to note. They're sitting in this bar. They watch the guy they're tailing go into the bathroom. They pull out a holy water flask, and she's like, he's like, pull around back. They say, I love you. I know. And he gets up to go, and this guy who like looks like a biker dude.
Yeah, who looks like a skinhead.
Steps up, and you're like, oh great, they're gonna get stumbled into this situation where this racist guy's gonna do it, and then the demon's gonna kill people. And then nope. His eyes turn black, and it's a demon bar. Yeah. There are 7 demons in this bar.
So fucking sick.
It's such a cool reverse. The guy comes out of the thing, he's like, you walked into the wrong bar.
I was dancing at the demon bar.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a song called I was dancing at a lesbian bar, and I just changed the lyrics.
So then the guy, one guy steps up, and he puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, why don't you drink this? And he holds up Drano, which is a chemical to de-drain things.
It's not meant to be drank.
You should not drink that.
Do not drink. This is our public service announcement. Yeah. If it's a chemical that cleans things, don't drink it.
Don't drink it. Bad idea.
Don't do that.
Don't do the Tide Pod thing. Remember the Tide Pod thing?
That was a while. Wow, that was almost 10 years ago.
I know, crazy,
what the
right?
Hell?
Anyway, so Isaac gleefully kind of just takes it and goes and chugs away. And
I love Heathers.
It's so dark. This kill's crazy.
This kill is really disgusting
because it's like there's like a sizzling kind of sound effect they add. And all of the demons are like, oh, and I should note here, the demons all have very distinct personalities. One of them is very flirtatious. One, they're starting to peek into what this is. Isaac drinks this and falls over dead. Blood's coming out of his mouth. It's really gruesome. It's a really good
they're
kill.
Holding Tamara. Tamara's like screaming.
Yeah,
like it's.
And
very
then they
tragic.
hear bang, bang, and Sam and Dean are trying to bust in through the door. They're like, all right, your turn. And they're going to make Tamara do it. And then boom, Bobby's car backs up through the window of the bar.
So sick.
Crashes in. They get out and they're throwing like gasoline jugs of holy water all over the demons. They get Tamara. They get in, and Bobby and Sam are like, come on, let's go. And Dean stops, punches one of them in the face. More holy water, throws him into the trunk, and this great moment,
so great,
where he like reaches up and grabs the trunk, and the demon screams, and it shows the top of the trunk as a devil's trap, and he slams it shut on him so he can't get out.
So fucking
again,
sick.
Love the idea of
it's so smart
lock boxing one of these things.
It's so smart.
It's great. So they get back to the
wherever they're at, this house.
Yeah, they get back to this house, and the demon is tied up. The devil's trap is on the ceiling, and Tamara's like, we have to go back, and Dean's offering to do it. Dean's
like, sounds good to me. I'll die anytime.
He's like, I'm dying in a year anyway. Let's get after it. And they're like, no, it's a suicide mission. That's dumb. We're not doing it.
Dean starts smoking cigarettes in front of everybody.
It feels like what he should be doing.
He starts exposing himself to radiation.
Yeah,
for shits and
just
gigs.
for fun, just to see if he can be the Hulk.
Just to see if it could be fun.
So anyway, then Bobby gets real mad.
Yes.
And explains that these are the 7 deadly sins.
Yes.
The literal 7 deadly sins. And then he also notes, he's like, they have been locked in hell for like half a millennia.
Yeah. So
right?
500 years.
Yeah, like
give
medieval
or take?
times is what he's saying. So then he explains, like, we don't know what we're doing. I'm very sorry for your loss. And he walks off, and they go start to interrogate the demon.
And Dean, of course, makes a really terrible 7 joke.
Yeah. He's like, what's in the box?
7, Brad Pitt. No.
Yeah, it's literally, I was like, they're fighting the 7 deadly sins, and Dean has jokes.
Dean's like, anyways, do you guys want to talk about this? I want to talk about a book I read about World War II.
Ain't that the truth? Anyway, they walk in the other room, and the demon kind of chuckles. He's like, so you've heard of me. And then they're like, we're not worried about you. And it's like, guys, you were just screaming about how scared you were in the other room.
It's so funny
he
to
could
be
hear
like,
that.
we don't care. And he's like, okay.
Well, so they find out that, that they just want to destroy things. They just want to like kill people and run amok.
Yeah, they were like, well, what do you want? And this line I wrote down because it was so chilling to me was, and this is envy they've trapped. He's like, we already have what we want. We're out. We're free. Like, we could, we're, do you know, like, so for these psychos who have been locked up for 500 years and are now running amok, like, and
it's also demons don't usually work in pairs unless they have to.
And so they're pretty, they're like weirdly territorial.
Yeah. So it's like this group of them, this magnificent 7 demons. Anyway, so that happens. And then he's like, my friends are going to come for me, and he's like, yeah, probably will, but you won't be here. And then Dean just like stands up and he's like, somebody exorcise this son of a bitch. And he walks off. Is that what he says?
No, he says like clown,
whatever.
He says something.
I don't know. I just like the way Jensen swears.
And Tamara goes, with pleasure.
And so then she
Tamara
steps up.
Inexplicably has a British accent, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. People can be British, Breck. What is this hatred? Yeah. Some of our fans are from the UK. I'm sorry about her. Yeah, we do have a small listenership in the UK.
Sorry, you guys are really hearing my terrible British accents.
And they're going to make fun of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's exercising. They're having a conversation in the other room about what to do and how they don't know how to, they have no idea what's coming for them. And Dean's essentially like, y'all run for the hills. I'll stay back and buy you some time. And he says it super casually and Sam's like, no. And he's like, look, I'm going to die anyway. They shut it down. Dean's not happy that they shut it down. And there's like a echo, like in a boom, and the candles go out. And Tamara, like really diva, like
she
slams
is
her book.
So cunty about it. She's like tosses it to the
and
side.
Then she walks out and they're like, and how's the guy? And she's like, he didn't make it. Really cold. And I get the anger.
Girl, it was tough. Also, this envy before he said the part that also stood out to me was him looking at all of them being like. Also, he quotes the very specific like Bible quote about like we are legion.
Yeah.
And then he also has he's like, which one of you has can cast the first stone? As in like, he who is without guilt can cast the first stone. And he says specifically to Dean, you're practically a walking billboard of gluttony and lust.
Yeah.
And if that ain't the truth,
I know. Okay, so we get this great little moment where they're preparing. Dean's loading a shotgun and Sam's messing with some holy water, and he looks over at Dean, and Dean's just looking at him with this really like cold stare. Like you can tell he's upset that Sam chose to stay because Dean views his life as worthless at this point because he's only got a year left. So this great moment, and then they hear something outside, and Dean's like, let's go. Cocks the shotgun. They get up, and Isaac is outside calling for help.
And the radio turns on as well.
In the radio, thank you. That's what it is. The radio turns on.
Because the demons have walk-up music.
Yeah, I was going to say the walk-up music was a good joke. He's taunting Tamara like, you left me to die, and reveals that they had a daughter who died.
Really sad.
And that's why they became hunters.
Demons
and
are bitches, man.
Yeah, and he calls her like all this awful stuff and coward and whatever. And she bursts through the door and tackles him in this crazy stair stunt.
Pretty crazy.
Where she flips fully over him and lands, and they roll down the rest of the stairs.
She stabs him with this Palo Santo.
Yeah, which like is like poison to demons. They absorb it, and it makes them really like it essentially is a way to more easily exercise them.
Yeah, she said it nails them in place or something.
Yeah, so. So she does that. The other demons start walking into the house. Bobby backs up. Some of them go upstairs. What is very clearly gluttony stops, and Bobby backs away. It starts following him, and then it like hits this like invisible wall, and it looks up, and Bobby just smiles, and he's got him locked in a trap. He quips at him.
What does he say? He's like, fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life.
Yeah. So then they're upstairs, and Dean runs into Lust, and I will tell you, Lust, you didn't need to use your superpowers. It
was
on
not
him.
That hard.
Dean wants it anyway.
He's easy, bro.
Yeah. So that happens, and they start kissing, and they start backing up, and then 3 demons walk in on where Sam is, and they're like, here's Johnny.
It was corny. It was corny.
Like, look, don't get me wrong. It works. That actor does it fine. It's just corny.
It's like the way they zoom in on his face, too, and he says it, you're like, okay.
It's corny. I like that throughout the sequence, their eyes are always black, too. Yes. I think that's a good touch.
Usually when we see demons, they'll like kind of flash them.
Yeah, it's just expensive. Yeah. But they're like, this is our season
opener.
Do
they do CGI for these, or do they have people with contacts in?
My guess is it's a mix. If it's a stunt, they definitely CGI it because you cannot see out of those contact lenses. Those are full blackout.
Lest we forget poor Azazel. Azazel, is that how you
that
say
actor,
it? Yeah, like sitting there like Yes, my son.
Clearly having to like keep his head in place so he can keep his body on track. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that happens, and I'll have you kind of talk about what Sam tries to do the same thing Bobby does. They look up, they destroy the devil's trap.
We find out where the kind of head guy in the suit here, who kind of looks like the Mayhem from the commercial from the Progressive. Is it the Progressive commercials or the state? Whatever commercials those are.
Pay us and we'll know.
For Mayhem like me, he looks like that guy.
Don't do free ads, Breck. Come on.
My bad. Do they want to pay us?
Yeah.
And he's like. He's Pride. Like we find out he's Pride, and he has this very specific line, and it's the first time that Spam has called this, so I wanted to write it down. He goes, "The prodigy, the boy king." Mm-hmm. Oh baby, are we in boy king era, Sam? Are we here yet?
Well, not only that, so they say that to him, and they're like, I would never kneel to a measly human.
And he's like, I have my pride. And you're
and it's like, and then he goes, but now that your yellow-eyed friend's dead, we can do whatever we want, right? So Sam is no longer under the protection of anybody.
Yes. So, and this also
not nobody,
but he's not under the protection of a Prince of Hell anymore.
Yeah. So,
which is not something that I think we've had technically
they have not
addressed
discussed
yet,
this. No.
Anyways, but it's very obvious that the yellow-eyed demon was clearly a very important demon, a VID, if you will.
Yeah, a VID
in hell, and so now a vid, if you will. COVID.
Very important demon. We're selling merch.
Yeah, we are.
Legitimately, we should sell merch.
That would be fun merch. I had another merch idea that I hadn't thought. Whatever.
We'll talk about it. If you want a VID shirt, let us know.
Let us know because we'll make them. But no, it's just really interesting to me because I love any chance we get later with other things that are perhaps the opposite of hell. Of seeing like the politics of hell.
It's fun.
It's so fascinating to me. I don't know what it is, but like it's just really interesting to me. Like, especially because the first time we meet a demon, it's episode 4 of the entire show. And they're basically like, demons kind of just don't care. They're just kind of here for mayhem. They don't really have like a plan or anything. So, now it's basically 2 seasons later. And that could not be less true.
No.
Like they still do mayhem for mayhem's sake and chaos and everything. But I don't know. We're out of the we're figuring out what the show is era. And we are solidly in this is what lore is era. So
very true. Okay, so Dean gets backed up and then he pulls away from the kiss and slams Lust's face into holy water in a really good shot where like the cross is in the water and we're under it.
Looks really good. It's like a sink or a bathtub or something.
So she's screaming in the holy water and then we cut back to Sam and he's getting his shit rocked by 3 demons at once. So in fairness to him, rough fight.
It was 3-on-1.
And then our first shot of the demon knife. Ruby steps up. She shows her and boom down to shows the knife. She unclips it, whips it out. One of the demons turns and she slits its throat. And we get this great iconic like supernatural glow vein across his face from the wound and like a burning and like a This demon has been killed.
Yeah. So she slits one's throat. One gets stabbed like right here through the mouth.
Well, she stabs another. Then Pride turns around and gets the better of her. Sam gets back up and he hits Pride. She turns and does another very iconic supernatural kill. They do this a lot, is stabbing from under the mouth and you see it go through the mouth into the brain.
Which is, I don't know how they can show that on this kind of TV.
How do they show the guy gargling in the throat?
They got away with a lot.
They get into this stretch where they can show some violence. Anyway, so we have now seen 3 demons killed by a knife. And Sam's like, who the hell are you?
She goes, I'm the girl that just saved your life.
He's like, well, I saved you too. And she's like, see you around, Sam. She knows who he is.
Yeah.
She turns, she leaves. He goes out in the hall and she's gone.
Yeah.
Does not know what it is. We have got this like kick-ass person running around with this cool knife.
Diva.
We don't know anything about her yet.
Diva, this city needs you.
Diva!
It's that meme. Have you seen that meme? It's the picture, but it's like a yassified like pink Batman logo and it goes, Diva, this city needs you. That's me when she shows up.
Anyway, so then we go outside and Sam and Dean are burying the 3 bodies that didn't make it. Tamara's over burning Isaac's Hunter funeral, burning Isaac's body.
Rest in peace, Isaac.
Bobby comes out and he's exhausted and they're like, you okay? Or, you look like you've been hit by a truck. He's like, you try exercising all night. So they've obviously exercised gluttony and lust, and he says they'll make it. They'll probably have therapy bills forever, but they'll make it. And then he gets
the 2 homunculi who die first in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Just realized, what does it all mean?
I don't know. That's so random. Anyway, so then they start talking and they kind of lay it out. They're like, what does this mean? Who was that lady? what's going on, like what else are we going to run into out there. They kind of lay down some good questions moving forward for the season. Doing everything in opening
statements.
Doing everything an opening episode should do. Dean lights the thing and burns the body. Tamara's going. She just leaves. She's like, see you around, boys. And Bobby stops. She's like, the world just got a lot scarier. You watch your, keep your head on a swivel. She's having a bad time.
Yeah, I can't say that lady's like having an awesome
She's not going to go far. I'm going to tell you that much. No. She leaves, and then they kind of have this last moment where Sam's like, Bobby, can we win this war?
And Bobby does not answer.
No, he just kind of looks at him, and they all feel really defeated, and he's like, I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you on the next one.
Fuck if I know, buddy.
Yeah, so he leaves, Sam and Dean go, and they have this great conversation outside the car where Sam's like, hey, let's go to Louisiana. Dean makes a joke, and he's like, no, there's this voodoo priest.
He's like, Tamara told me there's a hoodoo priestess who could probably help you out with this.
He's like, she can't help. And this is where Dean reveals that if they try to weasel out of the deal,
Sam dies.
And Sam's like, you selfish asshole, right?
Yeah.
He's essentially just like, how could you do this? Well, how did you feel when Dad did this to you?
Yeah.
Because I was there and you were twisted and
he's
broken.
like, this is so hypocritical. And Dean's like, I kind of don't care.
And that is, Dean's like, I haven't felt this good in a long time. I have a year left to live. I want to live it. Like,
he specifically says, after everything I've done for this family, I think I'm a little entitled, which is not incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect at all. Like, and I totally was caught off guard by other things. I forgot that's where this episode, that's where that.
I know. I was like, oh, we're already discussing how this is so hypocritical of him to do.
And Dean's even like, I'm tired. And what he means by this, he's done. He doesn't have a lot of fight left in him. And so he has this wonderful line that I think is very cognizant of his character. And it is, so what do you say we kill some evil sons of bitches and we raise a little hell, huh? Fantastic.
Amen.
And
amen, brother.
That's what he wants to do. He gets in the car and Dean's like, Sam's like, you're impossible. He's like, I know. Dean is super laissez-faire, and he essentially tells Sam, he's like, if you try to stop this from happening, you try to stop me from dying, I'll stop you.
Yeah.
Because he just wants Sam to live.
Yeah.
Even if he dies.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's tough. This is a great scene, great Winchester writing.
Yeah.
Sam reluctantly gets in the car, and we get this classic supernatural shot of them pulling off, going up the road, and disappearing. End of episode.
Great episode. Great starter.
Episode. Anything we miss in this one? Good action episode. A lot of good action.
Great action. I love a good old-fashioned Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah. I think it's such a delicious concept.
I think both Jared and Jensen are really good in this one.
Yes, agree.
They're not like ripping at your heartstrings in all those ways. It's too early in the season for that, but they straddle that emotional line of like the turmoil without being outright rageful and wrathful towards one another.
Agree.
Really good stuff. They really handled it. I think Jim Beaver's great in this episode too.
So great. And I think a lot of that too is, for lack of a better way of putting this, Sam understands.
Yeah, Sam
there's no Sam wants to be really, really angry and he just kind of can't. Which is really kind of more upsetting to me
it's
than anything else. Is he wants to be able to scream and fight about this, and he can't.
It is very sad.
Which is again why I'm saying they've kind of flipped from where they were at this point last season, where Dean is like losing it, can't handle it, anything, and Sam was the one holding it together, and now we're like, Dean's like, cool. What does Stanley say on The Office? Live fast and leave a sexy corpse. That's all Dean's doing right now.
That is very true.
Live fast, leave a sexy corpse.
So I would be curious to know how much their budget went up for this season.
Yeah. Is this our last season filmed on film?
I believe so. This episode looked like it was. But I just mean that like the season is shorter, so I'm curious if they gave them the same budget and they could just spend more per episode, or if the budget straight up went up.
Yeah, I would be very curious.
Because it feels a little more high production value, more extras, more set pieces, a lot more violent, the blood and stuff goes up. Anyway, okay, on to our best ofs, our first best ofs for the season. What is your best line?
I'm gonna have to give us the actual, I believe in a lot of things. Coincidence ain't one of them.
Really great line. That was almost mine.
And then, of course,
mine is, so what do you say we kill some evil sons of bitches and we raise a little hell, huh?
It's just perfect.
It's just a perfect line.
It's perfully Dean.
It's fantastic.
And that's one of the most iconic lines of this show. So
that's the line that then starts the thirst trap or the like epic
100%
like TikTok montage.
And if you guys want to start tagging us in some thirst traps, that would be amazing. Just really trying to farm that on my algorithm. My algorithm, it goes back and forth. But once I start liking enough Supernatural posts, so if you guys just want to tag Be Afraid of the Dark and any thirst traps you see, that'd be great.
It'd be great for her. Anyway, okay. Best kill, I'll go first. Mine is Isaac drinks Drano. That kill's crazy.
That was almost mine.
Okay, because we got there's deliberation
We're
about to
gonna
happen.
have to litigate. So I said collectively our first demon kills.
Collectives don't count. You gotta pick one.
Okay, well then specifically
Okay.
Pride getting stabbed through the chin.
Totally fair. I am going to throw the argument towards the fact that during the Drano kill, you're like, Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to fight you on this, but I was saying it because I felt you were going to do Drano and I wanted us to litigate it. Because I thought, still, again, this is an incredibly significant death. It is the first time we see a demon die.
Yeah.
That is not from the cult.
I was going to say from the cult. We got
not
a
from the
cult.
It's truly, we now have magic demon knife that can kill demons if you stab them.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about the people they were possessing? We don't care.
That comes up later. They do address that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I can't argue against the fact that again, that Drano kill was
the Isaac one is just like, it's the casualness of it. It's the grossness of it.
And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Homegirl setting herself on fire and Simon Said.
Yep. Very similar.
It's the same casualness of like, nope, everything's fine.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
Yeah.
It's a great kill.
Should we at some point do a special episode of the most gruesome kills so far?
Yeah, that's really gonna hurt the algorithm, but I'm into it. Like,
you guys will have to tune in extra for when we're like, how gross was this?
The TikToks are just gonna be, so you remember when and then this that's all they're gonna be.
TikTok does not like when we talk
TikTok
about violent things.
Fucking hates it, dude. Anyway, so great episode, great start to a season.
Yeah,
I'm super excited. To keep it, it's very different than the pilot is the pilot, and then the beginning of season 2 is very like plot and emotion, and a huge thing happens. This is smaller, but a bigger actiony episode.
This is kind of our first this is like when you get to in a season wise in a show where season premieres are no longer like having to do quite as much heavy lifting. They're like, you remember what's happening, you got it, just keep going with it.
Anyway, so this has been thank you for listening to this, and again, the network will cancel us, so please share with your friends.
Have us playing in the background, guys.
You're laughing. I shield these emails to help you.
I know.
The network's not happy.
I know.
Neil Network wants to cancel the show.
You know Neil?
Of course I know Neil. He greenlit it and said, I'll cancel you after 3 seasons if it's not doing well.
Right.
We're doing fine. But please tell your friends we don't want to get canceled by the network.
No, we really love doing this.
Yeah,
it's really fun for us, but we want to do more cool stuff for you guys.
Yeah, legitimately,
we'd love to eventually have a Patreon and do fun extra bonus content.
And legitimately, if any of our dumb, off-the-cuff VID, very important demon... any of those merch ideas sound cool, we will work on maybe potentially getting those made and selling them.
We're going to have shirts that say refer to the canon.
Yeah, we're going to have shirts that say refer to the canon. We're going to have shirts that say support your local library.
Yes.
But you have 1 week to watch 2 episodes of TV, and those episodes are Season 3, Episode 2, The Kids Are All Right, and Season 3, Episode 3, Bad Day at Black Rock, which I'm very excited about.
I feel like I remember these maybe.
You'll remember one of them for sure. For sure.
Why do I? The issue is there are characters in this season that I remember more than the other ones. So if one of my ladies isn't in it, or if the trickster's not in it,
one of your ladies is in one of these.
Interesting.
Did. Very excited.
Actually, here's where we start. The bonus content is me doing ASMR about Supernatural.
Yeah. Patreon, $10 will get you that.
I'm just saying, I did want to be an ASMR YouTuber.
I know you did. Anyway. So you have a week to watch those 2 episodes, but between now and then, you know what you have to do. You got to hit the road, got to get your journal, got to watch some TV, but remember, you know what's out there. Be afraid of the dark.